Commerce and Industry, Government of Telangana. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Sridhar, Electronics, Communication, Commerce and Industry. Sridhar Babu.
The movie Puri stood in the country, right? Yes. Like she will make you clap with one finger. Let me hear a yes, I'm a Fauji. Alright, thank you. So, everyone talks of the Josh. But ladies and gentlemen, on 18th of September 2016, 10 years ago, on 18th of September 2016, in a suicide terror attack at Puri camp, I lost 10 students. 18 young lives lost on my watch. It's very hard for a commander to live down that day. I will never forget it is my dying day. Just like when I was a commanding officer, commanding on the LOC as a colonel many years, now 26 years ago, I lost 8 soldiers, 2 majors and 6 soldiers. Such deaths weigh very heavy on the conscience of the commander. So anyway, the Puri attack took place. I took a chopper, I went to Puri, coordinated the operations there, came back. As I was returning, the defense secretary rang up. Mr. Mohan was his name. He rang up and said, the defense minister is coming. And I said, why today? I didn't want the defense. I didn't want VIPs on my hands on that day. There were so many things to be done. But he said he's already taken off. Mr. Parikar, late Mr. Manor Parikar was the defense minister. The army chief had already arrived and we went to receive him at the airport. Mr. Parikar wanted to go to Puri, but I said, no, we can't. We brought him to BB camp, the headquarters. And the politicians, the leaders come late. They will come after 10 days, they will come after 2 weeks. Tab tak gussa thanda ho jata hai. He came that very day. I said, what good can come out of the fact that today, he is arriving today? You know, the mood of the nation was one of anger. If you take your mind back to that year, few months earlier, the Pathankot air base had been attacked by terrorists. Then in between, there was a very high-profile terror attack on a 6-story EDI building in Pampur, just on the outskirts of Srinagar. It was a 2-day operation. We took out 66 hostages, but we lost 3 brave hearts. So, we were having one after the other some very high-profile terrorist attacks. And so the mood of the nation was one of anger. There was outrage against Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. The leadership in Delhi was agitated. My own soldiers wanted revenge and we decided to turn this pain into an opportunity. So after Mr. Parikar was briefed by me, the army chief was also sitting there, and then he said one sentence in Hindi. He said, "To ab kya karna hai?" I said, "Sir, by this if you mean, what should our response be?" Then I think I'll brief you in my office separately, not in front of a large audience. So we went to my office, 4 of us, the defense minister, the army chief, the army commander and I, the northern army commander and I. First the army chief spoke, because he spoke at a national level. What are our criticalities, what are our level of preparedness if this sort of snowballs into something bigger. And then he turned towards me. Now Kashmir was my domain, operations were my domain. So he turned towards me and I was preparing myself to start with a line that will grab his attention. And I said in Hindi, normally the briefing was in English, I said in Hindi, "Sir, aap haan keh do, main kar dunga." I saw a gleam in his eyes. He said, "Kya?" Then I told him, "Sir, they send terrorists who come and kill our civilians, they kill our soldiers, they mutilate their bodies. You must have read in newspapers, sometimes they behead the soldiers and go away. So, we don't have terrorists to send across. So let us do something that we have never done before. We will go across."
The Hyderabad Economic Forum. Today is not merely the launch of an institution, it is the beginning of a movement to bring together the brightest minds, the boldest ideas, and the most influential decision makers to shape the future of our city, our nation, and our place in the global economy. As we gather here today, it is worth reflecting that just last Friday, the global business community witnessed a remarkable milestone in the journey of SpaceX, demonstrating once again how ambitious ideas, when supported by innovation, talent, and investment, can reshape industries and capture the imagination of the world. Its journey is a testament to the fact that the future belongs to those who dare to think big. SpaceX did not simply build rockets. It built an ecosystem of innovation, attracted global capital, inspired a generation of entrepreneurs, and redefined the entire industry. It is a powerful reminder that in the 21st century economy, bold ideas can create extraordinary value. The question before us is simple. Can the next globally transformative enterprise emerge from Hyderabad? I believe it can, and platforms like Hyderabad Economic Forum exist to make that possibility a reality. When we think of global platforms that have transformed conversations into action, one name stands above all, the World Economic Forum in Davos. What started as a modest gathering decades ago evolved into a global platform where governments, businesses, investors, innovators, and thought leaders come together to discuss the world's most pressing challenges and opportunities. The success of Davos was never about the mountains, the venue, or the event itself. Its success was built on simple yet powerful idea. Bring together people who can make a difference, create meaningful dialogue, and transform conversations into action. This is the vision that inspires the Hyderabad Economic Forum, not to imitate Davos, not to replicate Davos, but to create something uniquely Hyderabadi. A platform rooted in Indian values, powered by Hyderabad's entrepreneurial spirit, and connected to global opportunities. Hyderabad today stands at a remarkable moment in history. A city that was once known primarily for its heritage and culture is now recognized worldwide as a hub for technology, life sciences, innovation, advanced manufacturing, global capability centers, and entrepreneurship. Global companies choose Hyderabad, investors are looking at Hyderabad, talent is coming to Hyderabad, innovation is emerging from Hyderabad. And yet, when our economy grows rapidly, there remains a need for a common platform where leaders from every sector can come together regularly to discuss opportunities, challenges, and the future. That is the gap the Hyderabad Economic Forum seeks to fill. Our mission is simple: to make Hyderabad one of the most influential centers of economic dialogue and collaboration in Asia. We envision a forum where CEOs sit alongside startup founders, where policymakers engage directly with business leaders, where researchers interact with investors, where students learn from industry pioneers, where local enterprises gain access to global networks, and where ideas are transformed into initiatives that create real economic impact. As we build this institution, we must think long term. The great institutions of the world were not built in a day. They were built through consistency, credibility, and community. Over the coming years, we envision the Hyderabad Economic Forum hosting annual summits, sector-focused dialogues, leadership roundtables, youth forums, innovation showcases, policy discussions, and international partnerships. We want global leaders to place Hyderabad on their calendar. We want investors to discover opportunities here. We want entrepreneurs to find collaborators here. We want policymakers to find solutions here. And we want the next generation to find inspiration here. But ultimately, the institutions are not built by founders. They are built by participants. They are built by contributors. They are built by believers. Each one of you in this room, is a founding architect of what this forum can become. Your ideas, your expertise, your network, and your commitment will determine the impact we create together. As we begin this journey, let us embrace a larger ambition. Let us ask how Hyderabad can become a better city. Let us ask how Hyderabad can contribute to making the world better. Let us not focus only on economic growth. Let us focus on inclusive growth, sustainable growth, responsible growth. The growth that creates opportunity for all. The Hyderabad Economic Forum is not just about today's economy, it's about tomorrow's possibilities. It is about creating a platform where leadership meets purpose, where innovation meets opportunity, and where vision meets action. It is about creating an institution that future generations will be proud of. Together, let us create a forum that becomes a catalyst for progress. And together, let us ensure that Hyderabad's voice is heard not only across India, but across the world. Thank you for being part of this historic beginning. Welcome to the Hyderabad Economic Forum. And special thanks to our Honorable Minister Dr. Sridhar Babu Garu for gracing our occasion. Thank you, sir.
With this, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know that we have a very special guest with us today, it's now time that we introduce you all to him. He definitely doesn't need an introduction, ladies and gentlemen. To detail this incredible growth map in Hyderabad, in our hometown, ladies and gentlemen, the city of pearls, the city of Nizams, he is the one who has been visionary, who has been phenomenal, who has been a growth engine. Please put your hands together as we welcome the Honorable IT Minister, Sridhar Babu, on stage as he breaks down a few details about our more visionary ideas that are going to tune into Hyderabad. Can we all put our hands together and we welcome Dr. Sridhar Babu Garu on stage with a huge applause. Can we all give it up for him, everyone?
Going to deal with Indian Army. And I looked at them for a few seconds, the two young boys who have been doing their final year of their graduation, trying to think of a dream, and they made it possible. Today, they are everywhere in the army. Just imagine, the confidence they were able to yield from, the confidence the systems have created in them, the confidence in the family which interested them, and the confidence with the institutions have given them. I paused for the moment, I want to know more, and I went inside their incubation center, and I see two young guys and 4 or 5 people working, and I couldn't believe it. Their level of knowledge and how they are pursuing it while they are conceiving their own technology which is involved in that, while they have an ambition to serve for the Indian Army. And that was not a fancy factory which many people built. And it was not a fancy office over there either. Just a few students, few workbenches, and few components all together. I would like to say all the young students who are here, or all the visionaries who are sitting over here, this story definitely teaches us one thing. The room may be small, but the story you are trying to build, if it is big, that room itself will indicate how deep is your knowledge, how successful you can become as an entrepreneur. And I take this credit over the past 70 to 80 years.
Vibrant business ecosystem. Your presence here today, sir, is a source of encouragement for all of us and reinforces the importance of creating platforms that bring together government, industry, investors and entrepreneurs. SAS iTower was envisioned as more than a commercial development. It was designed to be a place where businesses grow, communities connect and ideas flourish. If this forum helps even a single entrepreneur meet the right investors, enable a new partnership, or spark an idea that contributes to the Hyderabad next chapter of growth, then we will consider this event a grand success. Once again, thank you, sir. Thank you, Preeti Reddy ma'am. Thank you, everyone else, for joining us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Parikshit. With this, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Hyderabad isn't just a growing city. It is also setting global standards in technology, and and it's now time that we have a more detailed conversation about the same with our visionary leader who is here spearheading the state's digital policy and startup frameworks. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to once again invite Honorable IT Minister Sridhar Babu Dadila Garu on stage as we break down Hyderabad becoming India's innovation capital. Alongside, ladies and gentlemen, we have a moderator, a prominent award-winning Indian journalist and independent news publisher. Ladies and gentlemen, she was named the Red Ink Journalist of the Year 2018. Please give it up for inspiration for many. Fair D'Souza on stage. Can we all put our hands together as we welcome our moderator and our guest for this beautiful conversation, an insightful one.
I would like to call upon Mr. Srikanth and Mrs. Kiti onto the dais. It's them who pulled this off. It's their initiative and it's their hard work that this event is such a success. Thank you. A huge round of applause.
So where is the SAS team? Can you have a big...
Is research and industry exposure.
In fact, that was going to be my next question to you. In India, we prepare our young people for jobs. We don't prepare them for innovation. We don't have the kind of long-term funded scientific research that people go to the West to do, whether that's in healthcare or that's in any what can we do to improve R&D in India, long-term research, innovation in India, in our education institutions?
See, let me tell you, as you rightly said, it should begin from the education system itself, not just private but also government. Academics is just one part. Second important part is research. How many of our institutions are actually concentrating on the right research is the question. Second thing is making the students ready for the job. Are they? No. The reason is the conventional methodology of education today, it's the same old time of education even today. Like जो 30 years के पहले था, आज भी वही है. Today also the same physics, the same English, the same maths. What is new? You tell me. और ये लोग जब B.Tech बनते हैं, when they do their B.Tech and they go out, I mean outside is different. Today the society demands something else. The industry needs something else. It doesn't need this kind of education. But imagine if you have an education system where you are adding the industrial exposure right from the day one, like semester one of your education system. That makes you ready for the job. You are not entering into some new world. After you complete your education, you know, yes, this is what I was focusing about and this is what I'm going to enter in. Like, I request most of the institutes to have as many as industrial collaborations, get them into your campus, give them a space, create an incubation lab and expose your students from day one, not just theoretical, but your industry exposure is the most important. Then only the placements will improve.
If we look at the West right now, whether that's Caltech, MIT, Harvard, Sloan, they have a lot of research that is funded by the private sector that the universities' PhD students are actually doing. Where will the funding come for Indian universities to conduct that kind of research?
Oh well, that will take an entire, we should the governance to the private sector. Everyone should, should try to get this change done. It's not one day's job. It's going to take time. It's going to take at least 25 years or even more than that if even we start today. But I think our universities, like few universities in India are doing well. I would not like to take the names, but yes, they are doing really well. But I think the demography of each and every country differs. If I say medical industry, when it comes to India, we have different set of diseases to deal with rather than in other countries. they can the infrastructure. Another thing is that focus is not on the pandemic. I mean, I'm not talking about just COVID, but other diseases. Whereas in our country, the poverty, the health issues, the kind of communicable diseases or non-communicable diseases are more to be concentrated on in our India, because we are having the highest population in the world. That is one. So this everything, and the need of the hospitals are more. Even today, the repair ratio is lacking. So we need to still manage all this, and I think research will be the next step. And I'm sure, I think next 25 years we see the research coming to the same level.
We're seeing a lot of challenges right now with the NEET paper leak, for example. There are students protesting. Students are unhappy with the way structures have been made for them, specifically with these large entrance examinations. Where do you think the lacunas or the gaps are in the way these examinations are designed? Is there a better way to do this?
Of course, yes. As you all know that we all are evolving, right? Nothing can be perfect in a day. Mistakes do happen. Even we do mistakes. Everyone do mistakes. But it all depends upon the political equations, how they put forward, or how they try to project it in a wrong way or a right way. I won't say that paper leak was. I don't support it, not at all, never. Because even I am a student, I know how difficult it is to cope up with it. But let me also tell to all the students that exams are important. Of course, NEET is important. To be a doctor must be a dream, but nothing is more important than life. Please don't get carried away with अगर आपको नीट नहीं पास हुए तो भी क्या हुआ?